So this is No Singles, a podcast where we discuss albums from front to back in an attempt to promote comprehensive album listening. I'm JR.
I'm Nate.
Today we're going to be talking about two fresh albums.
Hell yeah.
One is by the 1975.
You know the title? It's such a long title.
It's like While You're Sleeping, You Look Beautiful or something.
I like When You Sleep, for you're so beautiful yet so unaware of it.
It's a long title and none of it is capitalized like a sentence.
It bothers me a little bit.
Me too. And then the other one is Dark Arc by Saintseneca. That was my pick. I feel like
that was his pick? Right, yeah, mine was the 1975. Yeah.
Excited to talk about these.
Dude. But, yeah, first we were discussing...
T-shirts.
T-shirts. I saw a Bob Dylan T-shirt at a thrift shop.
Where? What city?
It was in...
New York.
It was in New York. I'm trying to think of, like, where I was. I was, like, right outside of Chinatown, I think.
Cool.
Or maybe I was in Chinatown. But it was, like, this huge record store. It's right across the street from a chess shop. I will remember the name of this stuff.
We'll go check it out.
I'm sure somebody listening to this would be like, I know, it's called, albums and stuff, or whatever it's called. Stupid idiot. And they have, like, a basement section where they just have a fuck ton of T-shirts. And they had a Bob Dylan one, and it was $25. And I wasn't going to buy it, man. It's a T-shirt. Why is it $25?
What was on the T-shirt?
It was a yellow T-shirt that said Bob Dylan, and then it shows him standing with his guitar in his, the era where he has the poofy hair and the sunglasses.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's just expensive because the biopic just came out, too.
No, this is all the shirts down there. This is all
they're
the shirts.
All $25.
They're like $25 to $30.
You would think the record store would...
It's just the idea that a T-shirt is that much. Okay, wait. Okay, so...
You're going to ask me how much mine was.
JR is wearing a beautiful, Great Smoky Mountains, Gatlinburg, Tennessee T-shirt with a nice painting of the Great Smoky Mountains and a field.
For all of you out there, if you're from East Tennessee, so am I.
What does that say? 1998. Anyways, how much was that shirt?
About $7.
$7. See, I would have bought that Bob Dylan shirt for $7.
Me too. So your shirt's cool. So last week you wore Pink Floyd tank top. This week you're wearing the 1975. Yes, it's a tank top too.
Another tank
it's like
top.
A blue tie dye. How much you get that for?
This I got at Hot Topic.
Wow, did you show our age?
They had a deal. It was. Dude, I still have my Hot Topic card.
No way.
I go into Hot Topic sometimes.
Is it on you right now?
I pull out the card and they're like, I'm not kidding either. They go like, wait, there's a card? Like there's a physical card?
Oh my God.
They've never seen one before because...
That's a sad life right there.
I think I got this in 2009 or something. And I hand it to people and they scan it and they every time they go, oh, it works. They're always surprised.
That's hilarious, dude.
It was 3 shirts for $30.
$10 a shirt.
$10 a shirt.
Well, congrats on that. That's kind of a big... That's quite a claim. I mean...
What, my Hot Topic card?
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah, I've had this thing for almost 20 years. Oh, no.
Your card is older than a lot of people out there making music right now.
Oh, my God.
All right, so our albums, dude. Man, Saintseneca.
Yeah, Saintseneca.
What a good job, yo. What a good job.
Dude, it's a really good album. Dark Arc.
I'm glad you like it. It's very, like, my t-shirt is topical, right? They're from Appalachian. They're from Ohio, Columbus.
Yeah.
Which is, like, you can barely consider that Appalachia.
But they are
adjacent.
They're very Appalachia style, their band.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's like folk rock. So it's dubbed folk rock, alternative rock, indie rock, indie folk, and then self-dubbed freak folk. My oldest friend, Abe Yusuf, he showed this album to me a long time ago.
Oh, really?
My oldest friend, yeah. If you're out there,
Abe Yusuf.
Love you.
When was that? When did you listen to this for the first time?
2014.
Oh, so like when it came out.
Yeah, so it came out April 1st, 2014. It was not a joke. It was actually a very good album. And I listened to it my first semester of college that fall.
Oh.
Yeah, Abe said
Okay.
it was, in his opinion, one of the best albums ever recorded.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
thought it was pretty fucking good.
it is pretty fucking good.
They're on the Anti record label, which is cool. Love Anti.
And they're still there?
Yeah,
Dude, fuck yeah.
yeah. This is their second album.
That's interesting. Mine's a sophomore album, too.
Really?
The 1975.
Cool.
Yeah. Anyways.
Oh, yeah, because they did the inverse of the...
Yeah. Boy, I don't know who was with the band when they recorded it, either.
I don't know. There was a lot of band members, but they were... I went on a band camp.
Yeah.
On Bandcamp, they, like, you know, how you, like... On Bandcamp, they have a... You can, like, self-credit yourself, write, like, your names and the instruments you use and stuff.
Yeah.
So I went on there. I didn't get the people's names, but I got all the instruments, the stringed instruments that they use, and it's insane.
Oh. Okay.
Before I say it, though, I want to say something about the name. I thought
Yeah.
the name was interesting. Quote, the name is shrouded in mystery, ... Some of the original bandmates and I lived around an area called Seneca Lake. Another bandmate suggested the name because they thought it sounded cool and we liked the connection. But it has various associations. Plus, I like that I didn't choose it, so I don't really have to think about it.
Yeah, Dark Ark. I couldn't find like why they named the album that.
Yeah.
But I read some reviews on the album too, where like
Oh, cool.
people were a lot of reviewers' takes on it were basically like all like the clap stomp stuff that had come out, especially with Mumford and Sons, and then like the Lumineers, like more prominent songs. People were getting kind of sick of it, and then this came around, and they were like, "This is kind of refreshing. Like this is still like in the same vein, but it's more poppy. It takes a different route." So, so the band we found has a myriad of past members, but at the time, and the lineup has changed even since then, since 2014, which was 11 years ago, to be fair.
Oh my God.
That's so long ago. At the time it was comprised of Zach Little, who's
Like the front runner.
who's the
of
front
band.
man, and he's constantly I mean, I think the project doesn't exist without him.
Yep.
It's comprised of Zach Little, Marin Jones, Steve Ciolek, it's probably Ciolek, and John Mader. So the four of them.
Mike Mogus is he produced, engineered, and mixed it.
Oh, cool. Oh, he's a member of Bright Eyes.
No way.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I actually have it here too. So Dark Ark, the title of the album.
Oh yeah, let's hear it.
They gave an answer in an interview. Said Dark Ark emerged from a time when a lot of things were ending. The original band lineup, living situations, relationships, jobs, and so on. With all of those transitions, I began to reflect on how that cycle of ending plays out over and over again in different contexts. It's like the same narrative arc, that beginning to end. I think of Dark Ark as a meditation on doom. Wow. But it's more about finding joy and transcendence than just brooding. Huh.
Wow, that's really complex.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Shit.
Now, the next question they ask, I don't really necessarily agree with the answer. Which songs off the record are your personal favorites? Saintseneca's answer was, they are all my favorites.
That's an easy cop-out answer.
It's an easy cop-out answer, and also I think that gets us into the album because some of these, I'm like, I don't think they're bad, but they're not as good as some of the other ones.
I agree, but the first run-through, right, we talked about it briefly a while back.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of like, Nate, it's like, it's a pretty good album. There's hits and misses. Nate loved it the first go-around.
Mm-hmm.
You're super into it. But now it's kind of swapped. I feel like I listened to it this morning with my coffee, and it's just like every song was just hitting hard as hell.
Yeah.
Every song.
Yeah.
Every single one, even the punctuation songs.
I think listening to the album with it just kind of flowing in the background is one thing, and then there's like, I did a very intense listening to it for the notes for the album.
Mm-hmm.
I think that picked it apart a little more than maybe was necessary. But
Oh, okay, maybe.
yeah.
I feel like once I sat down and listened to it for notes, I appreciated it more.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I noticed all the different instruments. And let me tell you about these instruments, okay? It's going to take a second.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Zach is very, inclusive of all strings. So he plays, in a photo of him playing, he was playing a 1964 Airline Folk Star or an Eastwood Guitars reproduction, which is just interesting. And he also uses a baglama, baritone ukulele, banjo with a bow, balalaika, bouzouki, acoustic guitar, dulcimer, electric guitar, pedal steel, 12-string acoustic guitar, a taro patch, an auto harp, a lap steel, a bass, a cello, classical guitar, bulbul, tarang, harp, acoustic bass guitar, and a banjo ukulele.
Holy shit.
And those are only the stringed instruments on this album,
Yeah.
which blew my mind. Which I think using all of this random shit together really gives the album such a really nice texture to it.
Yeah. This is
cool.
where I feel like both the albums we picked this week are in conversation with each other a bit, where there's a lot of layering going on. There's a lot of different instruments being used.
Layering.
Yeah.
So, dude, that opener, what do you think?
The opener, dude.
Oh, man!
Bloodbath. That is
So
such
good.
a great intro track.
I know.
Oh, my God.
Like, the listener, when you put it on, you put it on the record, it starts off kind of slow. And the first time I heard it, I was like, oh, this is one of those slow acoustic songs.
Yeah.
But it just kind of, gets going.
They drop out for a second, and then they bring in
But
the
tastefully.
more fast-paced. Yeah. Then you've got a track that is just going.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and
yeah.
it is fun.
Energy.
And they're kind of throwing everything at it in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sort of this is what you're about to enter into.
Right.
There's slow, there's fast, there's all sorts of instruments backing it up. You're getting tons of vocals. And it's
great harmonies.
anytime that any of these will be stripped away in the future tracks, you're still going to get a little bit of something else that's being featured on this first track.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's a good prepper. It's just a good track overall. But it's a good prepper for what's going to happen for the rest of the album.
It's emotional.
Mm-hmm.
This whole album just kind of takes me back to 2014.
Yeah.
It's just very reflective and sentimental album. I wrote here on the notes, takes me back to when I was younger when this album came out. College, cigarettes, freedom, ditching lectures to go hiking. The song is balanced and the fast part just lasts just long enough, but with a bittersweet ending leaving me wanting more, but satisfied with what I had already heard.
Oh, nice.
Right?
That's also, and you're talking about hiking, and this is, an Appalachian,
hence the ups and the downs and the dropouts and the loudness of the song. It's just like a fucking mountain.
Yeah.
A mountain of sound.
It's all connected.
Yeah.
That's the circle of life, baby.
Dude, what do you think of the next track?
Day indoors.
Because the words, he spends his day indoors.
Oh.
Feeling guilty for no particular reason, or however the words go.
The up and away. Dude, it's such a great vocal melody to just cut into that track, to kind of break things up a little bit and still keep you hooked. And a great second track just overall for the album. I think that's
a perfect lead-in.
It really keeps the energy up and
without wearing you out,
I'll be honest, when it comes to what they're trying to say through the lyrics on this album, I don't know as much about it.
Me either, dude. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm listening to all the instruments personally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what'd you think?
That was great, dude. Like we mentioned earlier, there's so much texture in there from all those strings. It's just so layered. It's so layered. The ending was super abrupt, but I really liked that.
Yeah.
It's just kind of hey, okay, the fast is done for a second.
Yeah.
We're going to show you another side of what we can do, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It was
a great fucking song.
It's a great song.
It's in the right spot of the album, too.
Yeah, it's placed really well.
Mm-hmm.
And then it falls into Happy Alone, which is my personal favorite on the album.
No way.
Dude. I don't know. There's no way that they weren't recording this album. They were like, that is the fucking single. That thing is going to be played all over the place on the radio. It's so poppy and accessible. And I have no idea how this thing wasn't a hit.
Right. I don't know, dude.
It flows so well.
Yeah, Happy Alone is good, dude. I love about a minute in, there's a cool synth melody
Yeah.
that I was really, really into.
Uh-huh. Which, it kind of, it's in that area or that vein that they sort of, like, diverge from your basic, like, Lumineers or Mumford & Sons sound. They're willing to kind of have a little bit of the electronic stuff in there, which I'm sure that the Lumineers and Mumford & Sons have done. Actually, I know they have. But I don't know. I think that song is so fucking good. I could see that being a single that was being played like over the summer.
Okay.
On like all sorts of radio stations.
It reminds me of home so much, dude.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, just like every song, it's like I'm going back in my
Kentucky or home.
No, like East Tennessee.
Okay.
Sure, man.
Yeah.
Right at the end of Happy Alone, there's one final little iteration of that synth line. But it doesn't repeat. It's just like that one time. I thought that was a really great way to end it too.
Yep. Yeah. I wonder if there's like, if it's tempting to play it again.
You know it is. Yeah.
It's like, no, just
leave it.
Live. Fuck it.
We'll do it live.
We'll do it live.
What's that guy's name again?
Bill O'Reilly.
Bill O'Reilly.
Hey, shout out to Bill O'Reilly.
Will you be on our podcast?
Honestly, he would be so problematic to have, and yet I bet you there's a couple albums that we picked that he'd probably be like, oh, I love that album.
Yeah, dude, I know. Fed Up with Hunger, dude. Oh my god, this was a good one. Gentle intro. It's really emotional, but like he's playing like there's so little going on here.
Yeah.
But like there's so much feeling kind of wrapped up into it, you know?
It's really emotional, and it's is it Maren Jones?
Yeah.
On vocals on that one?
Yeah. She's great.
She is.
Killer vocals.
The beginning, the lick at the beginning kind of reminds me of Fast Car a little bit.
They share something.
Yeah, they share something. It every time that I hear the start of the song, I'm like,
Tracy Chapman.
Tracy Chapman? Is that you? And then it goes off into, and I completely forget. But for the first like 10 seconds of the song, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, Fast Car. Falling Off?
No,
right?
You skipped one.
What did I skip?
The little interlude. It's two colons.
Oh, it's two colons. There you go. That's why. What'd you think about it?
Dude, honestly, man, I really like this part.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because I think it's placed at a nice spot in the album to where I can kind of like take a break from what they're doing. Think about what they're doing. The addition of the flute is great. It gives me like King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard Mind Fuzz album vibes. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like Hot Water.
But without stepping out of time or anything. like
yeah.
Like King Gizzard's capable of.
Yeah.
But I think that I kind of just vibed to it and just like rode that wave right into the next song.
Cool, hell yeah. And then it goes into Falling Off. Dude, the beginning was super abrupt, super different than everything else I've heard on the album so far. Really crisp harmonies.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking of Neutral Milk Hotel during this a lot.
I took that note on a different song, but it would be a mistake to say that anything isn't reminding me of Neutral. Yeah, there's Neutral Milk Hotel adjacent sounds all over this album.
Neutral Milk Hotel is like poor trashy cousin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like kind of punky.
Yeah. And in a way,
in a good way.
And in some ways a little more polished. You know, like they're trading off a bit on because like Neutral Milk Hotel has a sort of like distant recording sound on that one album.
And the airplane over the sea.
Yeah. It's
like they're from the city, Saintseneca's from the country,
right?
But they're related.
Right. Yeah,
right?
They absolutely have related sounds. Oh, I really liked the lyrics on Falling Off.
Oh my gosh, dude. The lyrics throughout the whole entire album were absolutely fantastic. Yes. Holy shit. For the first time on the album, there's a fade out on a track.
Hey, Falling Off.
Oh, yeah.
Only the young die good.
See, he's a big Billy Joel fan. He's just dyslexic. Cool intro.
I thought the song itself didn't vary all that much, like throughout.
It was just a very, like, everything was pitched really low.
Yeah.
Like, lower voiced.
This was the one where I did the Neutral Milk Hotel note.
Like a slide guitar, lap steel or something going on here that I really like.
Maybe both.
Honestly, yeah. There's fucking a billion instruments on this
they're
goddamn
everything
album.
Ever.
I know. What we got next?
And then after that is Takmit.
I don't know how to say it.
Yeah, Takmit or Takmit, but I would assume it's Takmit. Light. Nice and light. Is it mandolin that I hear on there?
No, it's probably the dulcimer, dude.
Yeah?
I didn't see mandolin listed
Right.
at all, which
That's
is
what
weird.
I put down mandolin with a question mark because I was like, cause in some of the interviews I read for this, they listed a lot of the instruments that they played, and they didn't say the mandolin.
Yeah.
So I don't think they did.
It's probably like dulcimer, like the he plays an 8-stringed ukulele a lot.
Oh.
That's the one that's called the taro patch.
Yeah.
It's an 8-string ukulele, so maybe it's that. I don't know.
This is
There's lots of diverse strings on this song.
This was what I was saying, where I think that for me personally, there's a little bit of a dry patch on the album where everything kind of goes down, and then with Takmit, you kind of get an uplifting poppy sound.
Yeah, it brings it back up, but not too much.
Not too much. But for me, I would have maybe put this earlier, but I don't know.
I disagree. I think it's in the right spot.
Yeah. There's something about it. There's some, like, I like this song, but there's something about listening to this song that makes me go like, oh, right. They have this, like, driving beat behind some of their songs that I haven't heard for a second.
The strings and the vocals had this really cool back and forth. Singing.
Yeah.
Singing.
It's good. See, this is the sort of stuff that, like, you and I can't think of when we're in the studio. You know, and then I'm hearing somebody else doing this stuff on an album. And I'm like, of course, why wouldn't, you know?
Why couldn't we do that with one of ours?
This doesn't pop into my, like, this, like, we're sitting there writing, and I don't think of stuff this clever. And then.
No.
Yeah.
That's why we're doing this.
That's why we're doing this. Yeah.
We're also in a band together. It's called Mandy's Dreaming.
Mandy's Dreaming.
Playing at a shitty dive bar near you. So longer. Short and sad sounding. I loved the callback to Bloodbath.
Yeah. Yeah, I was
fucking
like,
great.
oh,
that's smart.
We've wandered really far into the album, and we're getting a little bit of a callback to the main theme of it. It's pretty good. I love it when albums do this.
Me too, man.
When they echo the lyrics from earlier in the album to kind of like remind you of what the common theme is.
But it's not like too much or cringy. It's just like a little echo, just like for a second.
The song isn't even a minute long.
Yeah, exactly. It's nice.
Really well placed.
I agree.
Dude, Uppercutter.
Oh my god, dude, great vocal melody. Holy shit.
Great name for a song.
Yeah.
What a great song name. Dude, that could be a band name. Uppercut. We are Uppercutter.
What kind of music will they play?
You would think it'd be like trashy pop punk, but it's actually just some laid back acoustic stuff. I love a band with a hard edge name, and then you hear them and they're actually pretty soft. I love that.
When I was a kid driving in the truck with my dad, this band came on. He was like, "This is the Grateful Dead," and I was like, "Grateful Dead?"
Right.
That's softer music kind of here and there.
That's one of those things where like I've been, because I know who the Grateful Dead are and I've known for some time, I associate the name with a jam band kind of style.
But when you first were introduced to it,
like
the name, it's like this is.
I was a kid, so I have no
Dead.
idea. You know, like Quarrymen, Johnny and the Moondogs. Yeah. Yeah.
Moondogs is cool. If they just did Moondogs. So Uppercutter, we love the name. I really like the rhythmic ass strings, the bass drum.
The
little tiny just piano is kind of sprinkled in.
Yes.
Dude,
I put that
excellent.
I put that down. Yeah, the little bits of piano just add something to it, right?
It makes it like ethereal almost.
You would think that it's like not necessary to have it, and it isn't. It technically isn't necessary, but it's there, and it sounds so. It really. It catches your ear, and you're like, "Oh, that's kind of nice." This is just popping up out of nowhere.
I don't think it's on anything else on the whole album. Maybe.
I don't know.
If it is, it's very, very sparse.
Yeah, it's a very well composed song. I love the lyrics.
It's all super deliberate, right?
Yeah. Yes.
There's nothing thrown in there just because.
That's the best way to put it.
He's sure of everything he's doing.
Yeah. Yeah. This song, I think, a little more than some of the other ones, really does feel like a very deliberate piece. That's a really good way to put it.
What do you think about the triple colon song?
The triple colon. I wrote down dots as the as the song title.
I don't even know what kind of title this is.
Avant-garde.
Yep.
It reminded me. Have you seen There Will Be Blood? Johnny Greenwood from Radiohead wrote the score to it, and it's a lot of like there's like sticks and stuff like. going up against stuff.
Cool.
And, it's very like offbeat and everything, and it reminded me of the There Will Be Blood soundtrack. And also, I wrote down, is this track necessary? I don't know if I needed it between Uppercutter and Visions. I feel like you could go from one into the other easily.
I wrote down, it's a very sweet, gentle intro, a very scary, trippy percussion segment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I like this track, but maybe if it was somewhere else.
Right.
I don't know, because it just breaks up the flow. Unlike the Double Colon song, which is like a really nice transitioner.
Yeah.
To where you didn't even realize,
I didn't even realize it was playing.
Its own song.
Right.
So I think maybe the avant-garde is cool, but it unnecessarily breaks up the album. Well, that fizzles out, and then it comes to my second favorite track.
Dude,
Visions.
Visions is really good.
Oh my god, dude. It's so well crafted and put together.
Yeah.
Dude, it felt like, you know, I listed all the stringed instruments at the beginning.
Yeah.
This song feels like there's a person sitting down and playing every single one of these instruments at the same time like an orchestra. It just feels alive.
Yeah.
Right? It feels...
Yeah. It's...
you know what I mean?
They
It's not tracked up. It just feels like a live orchestra playing all this stuff.
Yeah, and it's quiet. You know, it starts off quiet, and then they get into this driving feel that is it's well orchestrated. It is very like they hit that part, they ride on it for a minute, and then they drop right back down to the quiet. Mm-hmm. Which
super well done.
Dude, I'll fall for that kind of every time.
Me too.
Anytime that somebody does that, you know, I'm like, yeah, I'm in.
You got me.
Like, I know this is something that a lot of people do a lot.
Because it's effective.
It's effective. Yeah. It's great. Yeah.
The harmonies are fantastic. Dark Arc.
The
title track.
Also, another thing both these albums have in common with each other, title tracks. They both have one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The opening words to this song.
Yeah.
Are my eyes set too deep, prohibiting the gleam from being seen, while I weep away the shade, or all my eyes all inside?
Yeah.
Just begging for a little leak of light. Is it?
All of these lyrics are really good, though, because it keeps going with, that's the cost, though, to know no shadow. Your gut swallows the sharpened edge, as if pre-perforated.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Holy shit. This song makes me think of, like, having a big bonfire back home. It's like 1 a.m., everyone's drinking, dancing around the fire, and just like having a good time.
This is another one where his voice is really making me think of Neutral Milk Hotel.
I like how he enunciates things like flesh. We are all beads on the same string.
Yeah.
This is my favorite album or song title. Not my favorite one, but the best title in my opinion. It's the perfect outro track, dude.
It is. It's a really good.
Oh
it's
God.
Just a slow.
It's a tearjerker.
Easy final track. Yeah.
Tearjerker.
Another thing that both these albums have in conversation with each other, but we'll get to that.
Okay.
But yeah.
There's just beauty and perfection found in the songs and most tracks on this album's simplicity.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's just like,
yeah.
There's not a lot going on in this song, but the way it's done is so well and simple that it's very effective. I wrote this down for you. It gives me the same chills as that scene in This Moment We Are Infinite from whatever movie that is.
You're
the movie guy.
In This Moment We Are Infinite. Fuck.
Is it Perks of Being a Wallflower?
Perks of Being a Wallflower. Yeah.
That's the same like feeling it gives me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
It's so good, dude.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, what do you think?
It's a great album. It's a really there's a couple placements. I might move some things around or get rid of one track entirely.
Yep.
But I think this is a really good album. I mean, you knew, like when I sat down to listen to this for the first time and I was texting you, like,
dude, you were
holy shit, this thing
yeah.
fucking rocks. I think it was by the time I got to Happy Alone, I was hooked. Yeah. I was in it. I was
That's
on
your favorite
board
off the
with
album,
this.
right?
Happy Alone is my favorite. What's your favorite?
Oh, the opener, Bloodbath.
Bloodbath. That's right. It's Bloodbath.
I want to sum up the album, kind of like relate it to New York versus being like from a small town in New York. I wrote down
and I'll pull up when I'll pull up its release too for the Billboard.
Oh yeah. Okay. So the album, it just kind of makes me think something so subtle and quiet and beautiful is just as amazing as something loud, complex, and fleshed out. Just like the small towns around the United States and New York City, Both are beautiful and perfect, with neither having what the other doesn't. They just
Ooh.
exist together at the same time, apart from each other. They're filled with rich experiences and love stories, coming of age, and figuring out yourself just a little bit.
Dude, that's sweet.
So that's like,
That's really sweet.
A little bit of home in the album.
Uh-huh.
But I listened to it here in New York, and I'm like, oh, wow, actually, like, small town life doesn't suck. It's just,
Yeah.
I was a kid when I was there, and I didn't really appreciate what it was, So it was a nice,
That's really sweet. Yeah.
just made me, like, appreciate New York and small towns, like, a heck of a lot more,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, to be proud that I'm from somewhere very small.
So it's going to be the 5th.
Yep.
This
This came out April 1st.
Yeah.
So what Nate's doing, he's just kind of looking up the Billboard Top 100
Here we go.
for the week that this album came out. So, like,
Okay.
what else was popular during this time?
Yeah, so what else was out? So, number one album at the time was the Frozen soundtrack. That was the number one album at the time. That's interesting. There was a soundtrack for Pink Floyd's album last week too. Anyways, My Crazy Life by YG.
I don't know.
Supermodel by Foster the People. Skrillex, dude. Skrillex had an album. The Pretty Reckless, which
Forgot about
good.
him.
Yeah, good for them. Pharrell Williams, Mastermind by Rick Ross, Enrique Iglesias, Sex and Love. Pure Heroin by Lorde is still in the top 10.
Nice.
Good for her. Happiness Is by Taking Back Sunday is at number 10.
Wow, I only knew like one of those bands.
Dude, Frozen, the Frozen soundtrack had been on the charts for 17 weeks. Number one, maybe not number one, but it had been on the charts for 17 weeks at that point.
Beautiful things don't ask for attention, Nathan. This does not ask for attention.
No, but the next album sort of does.
What a great segue. Would you buy this on vinyl?
Yes.
Me too.
I would. I would buy Dark Ark on vinyl.
I would too.
Yeah.
Zach Little, come on our podcast.
Please.
All right, Nate, what's your pick?
My pick for this week, even though these are all put through a randomizer, so it technically wasn't picked for this week. But my pick for this week was the 1975's "I Like It When You Sleep" for "You're So Beautiful Yet So Unaware of It."
What do you think of that title?
I think it's a little long, but I don't know. I'm like, I've heard like bad titles for albums.
Yeah.
And this one I'm like, yeah, it's okay.
There's worse titles.
There's worse titles, and honestly, so their first album is the same album artwork basically, except for it's black and white, and this one is white and pink.
Cool.
And they can kind of get away with it's great marketing, I feel like, because they did the first album. It was a hit relatively. Like, a lot of people knew at least Chocolate off the album.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically you just copy that album artwork again for your next album. You can name it anything you want, right? And everybody will just be like, well, that's the 1975. Like, yeah,
it's like a logo almost. They're
really threading that needle of just like, of like getting their logo out there while naming their album anything they want to. Like,
branding.
Yeah, it's like, do we want to have like a run-on name for this album? We can do it because we're not going to put anything on there.
Because everyone's going to know, it's that second 1975 album.
Exactly. I mean, it's
everyone.
Yeah. They promoted some of the tracks on the album by putting up some of the lyrics in neon lights. Album's artwork and design was created by Samuel Burgess Johnson and photographed by David Drake. Samuel Burgess Johnson has done album artwork for Tove Lo, another one of my favorites. I love Tove Lo. Wolf Alice, another fucking great band, and then No Rome, who I do not know, but I bet you they have some great album artwork.
It's categorized as electronic, pop, R&B, new wave, indie rock, dance rock, soul.
Good lord.
I know, right? So the studio it was recorded at Ravenscourt, London, The Ranch, Woodland Hills, California. Pretty cool.
That is cool.
Splitting it up between the two across the pond.
Across the pond, as they say.
73 minutes, 55 seconds long.
It is a long album.
Yeah, just like the title.
They have a lot. There's 17 tracks on this.
I know it's a long.
It's a long album. It's not gonna be as long as that Paul Simon one I threw down, but that's fun.
Oh, you know what? The boxed set version of this album gained a nomination for a Grammy Award for Best Boxed or Special Limited Edition
I saw that
package.
Yeah, I saw that. Really, just like a rundown of them. I mean, 1975 came out with their self-titled album in 2013. This came out 3 years later. Their first album featured. Really, what I remember is Chocolate coming out and people just like fucking losing their mind over that song. Yeah. It's a pretty good song. It is. And then lesser known, the song Robbers on that album is fantastic. That song is so fucking good.
Better than Chocolate?
It's yes. That song is actually, there's a little bit of there's a handful of songs in their albums that go, I think it stretches for 3 albums that have their own storyline that goes through them. About him like finding love in the city, quote unquote.
In London?
I think in London, yeah. And he's Matt Healy is the lead of the band. He's put them through all sorts of controversial shit over the years and stuff. But
not scandal free.
Not a scandal free band, not scandal free. Saintseneca, scandal free? Well, we don't know, but I think they're scandal free. I didn't find any scandals on them yet.
Me either. We would probably know. It would be on the internet.
We would know. Yeah, it'd be the only thing people would talk about.
Yeah, literally, not even the music, just the fucking scandal.
Their star was like rising very fast, and then they came out with this album in 2016.
Oh, 2016.
These 2 albums, I think, are kind of as close as it's going to get for the albums that we're talking about, because we have some that span decades from each other. The 1975 is made up of Matt Healy, Adam Hahn, Ross McDonald, and George Daniel. George Daniel and Maddie are kind of the two main songwriters.
They also have a bunch of like choir people.
Yep.
Saxophone, flugelhorn, all kinds of shit.
They have all sorts of shit on this album.
All kinds of stuff. So just like the Saintseneca album, there's a lot going on.
There's a ton of layering on both of these albums.
Which is cool.
Which is really cool. The first song on the album, the 1975.
Yeah.
It's just, so their first album has the same song as the intro, but it is, it's a little more calm and a little more like less like vocals backed and stuff.
Okay.
And so
what do you think of that?
I love it, dude. Because it's a great intro track. And then on top of that, they are reintroducing themselves again with the same title track, but this time there's a lot on it. There's a lot of vocals on it and stuff, and you can hear there's a bigger sound.
It's their sophomore track. They've stepped up a little bit, so they just want to prove themselves.
Right. And they're introducing themselves right at the start of the album.
Right, which is cool.
Yeah.
That's kind of how we do our shows. We play Mandy, You're Dreaming, right?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, this is us.
This is us. This is who we are.
It's much more sloppy than this, but
your intro track really does kind of make up what's going to happen for the rest of the album, right?
Dude, yes, it's the first thing the needle hits when it goes down.
Yeah, right. And where like Saintseneca's album, their starting track sort of prepares you for the rest of the album and how it's going to go. This one on the 1975 sort of prepares you for like the first album was a little like more rock based, and this one's going to really explore what we can do with sound.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And they're kind of giving you a heads up.
Buckle up.
Like, yeah, there's going to be a lot more synth on this and stuff. And yeah, you liked it though? Good.
Dude, yeah. I mean, it was just because I don't know anything about the 1975.
Yeah.
I know Chocolate as a song.
Yeah.
Kind of. That's it. Yeah. I didn't even know they were British until like halfway through the album. I was like, oh, he's kind of got an accent.
He's got an accent. Yeah.
So I don't know anything about this band. The album was great.
Yeah.
Dude, the second track, Love Me. Oh my god, that is like the strattiest strat sound.
You liked it?
I fucking loved it, dude.
Good.
Because it would pop in my like left earphone, and then the right one, moving and grooving and bumping my head. That shit was great.
When I first heard this album, this was when I had the shitty point in my life where I was a pizza delivery driver. My car broke, so I had to quit that job. Started taking public transit everywhere in Denver, Colorado. They don't have the best public transit. They don't have the worst either, because I've lived in California too. But so I lost my job. I got kicked out of the band I was in at the time. My roommate at the time got into this whole situation, and I wound up losing my apartment and I had to move back in with my parents for a few months. I was at a really low point, and I was listening to the Sirius radio that my parents had in their car, and I switched to like modern indie hits or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And right then they were like, "This is the new track from the 1975. This is Somebody Else." And so I listened to Somebody Else, and I fucking vibed with it. I was so fucking good. That song it's like it was right at the perfect time too. I was feeling really down. It's kind of a sad song. So it really hit right at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
Finished my errands. I got home, and then I looked up, the album hadn't come out yet, but I looked up the singles that had come out since then. And I just listened to those on repeat. And then the album came out, and I just listened to the whole thing front to back.
Cool. What year was that?
2016. Love Me. Great.
Dude, so funky.
It's so funky.
So funky.
It's so funky. When I first listened to this album, I was more into all the sad stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, this is kind of a poppy track. I don't love it. As the years have gone on, I've come around to it. And it's like, it's so well layered.
Dude, I know. Oh my God. The production is incredible.
The production is great.
Yeah.
The guitar blends in with the synth so well on this. It sounds
nice.
It sounds
so
wonderful.
stratty. It's like so quacky.
Yes, it's quacky. It's like
I'm
uplifting.
so into it, man. God.
What do you think about
For me, dude, so I like this song. There's a lot going on, the layers and stuff, but it's starting to get like really poppy.
Yeah.
A little too poppy for me.
Yeah. They're amping it up. I wondered about this when I picked this album.
So the first go around, I listened to it because I never heard I've never put music like this in my headphones before.
Yeah.
So I ran it through, and then listening it to again, I was just kind of like, "Love Me" is great, but like
you can't get into
No, dude, because it's just like I don't know. It's super happy.
It is.
I would love to listen to that like at the beach or by the lake.
Well, so have you listened to the lyrics?
Mm-mm.
It's a really fast-paced song about his cocaine addiction.
Really?
And how it's bringing his life down. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And so like the whole thing has this like sort of like manic feel to it, the song does.
Oh.
And it's comparing it to being addicted to cocaine.
Damn.
I understand even like not enjoying the sound. And
but the message is cool.
Yeah, I did note I might not put this right after Love Me. I think I would put this somewhere after
Definitely
because this is so manic, and Love Me was already a very poppy,
really
fast-paced song.
See, I like that you're listening to the lyrics of all these songs because I'm not really doing that. Not like I don't mean to like.
Well, this is I would say for this one because I know this album so well.
Oh, okay.
That's part of it.
Okay.
For Saintseneca, I had a little less to say about specifically the lyrics because I didn't understand what all the songs meant, which is fine.
Yeah, I had to look up the lyrics. I didn't know what he's saying sometimes.
Yeah, which happens on a lot of albums. Change of Heart.
Oh, dude, I liked this one. It was very gentle and like romantic sounding.
Very yeah. This is
very round. It's like a lot of nice like just round sounds. There's nothing pokey or sticking out.
Right.
Like a uniform song that I really like.
Yeah.
A wall of sounds.
He'll drop out his lyrics right when the synth comes in and does like a little like
that's tasteful. Dude,
that's
country music. That's literally what you do in country music.
We'll have to listen to it at some point. They have another album later on where they're doing this poppy stuff, but they have steel guitar on it.
Oh my god. I got to pee. I would love to hear that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Changed Heart. Liked it. What did you like about it?
My favorite song on the album.
Changed My Heart.
It changed my
You got me back after Ugh.
It's part
this
of
is your favorite song on the whole album?
This is my favorite song
really?
on the whole album. I love it. Dude, also the music video for this song is fantastic. Oh. This song is also a continuation of the City stuff from the last album. And there's a part in the song Robbers where he says, you have a face straight out of a magazine. And
what a line.
Yeah. And then in this song he says, you had I used to think you had a face straight out of a magazine, now you look like just anyone. And so now he's starting to fall out of love with her. And it's a continuation from this other song though.
That's
on
really
a different
cool.
album.
That's genius.
It's really fun for the fans to be like these 4 songs are interlinked between these albums.
Going back like to the parallels between this and Saintseneca, this is a deliberate album.
Yes.
It's not scrapped together. It is very thought out.
It is. It's very
Well made.
thought out. And then, yeah, a great example of how well they layer stuff.
Dude.
I'm going to say that over and over again.
Yes.
It's so well done.
This
It's
is
such good
deliberation in music.
Yeah,
Dude.
yeah.
It's fantastic.
It's really well made. She's American.
Sorry, dude. Not a fan of this one.
She's American.
The words are just weird.
Yeah.
But then I was thinking about it, and it's like, how do the words go? It's like, if you tell me to fix my teeth, something.
It's about a lot of the time Americans make fun of British people's teeth. Yeah.
A little repetitive. He kept saying it over and over and over and over.
Mm-hmm.
He lost me there. But the music side of it, dude, that Strat is back. It's super quacky.
Mm-hmm.
It's super 80s, dude. I love this, like the music of this song.
Yeah.
It's so good. It was so good.
But the lyrics lost you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I get what he's saying, but like,
I get it too.
it's like you're drilling it into my head.
I don't really. I usually, if I'm just casually listening to the 1975, I usually skip this song.
Really?
Yeah. I don't.
Okay.
It's not like I hate it or anything, but the little bit of sax at the end of it, it's pretty good. I like the little touch there.
And that is
It's another little 80s thing.
John Waugh on saxophone.
If I Believe You is the next one.
Dude, this one's great.
Isn't the song great?
This is like a love-making song.
Have you listened to the lyrics on this one?
I haven't listened to lyrics on any of them except She's American.
You would like this one. This song's about being an atheist.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I'm actually like a hardcore Baptist Christian. So. No, I'm just kidding, everyone.
I live in New York. What are you talking about? I'm godless.
Yeah. Literally, the first words are, "I've got a God-shaped hole that's infected."
Yeah.
Whoa,
Yeah.
dude.
And then what's the next one? And I'm petrified of being alone. It's pathetic. I know. It's really about being an atheist, and
if I'm lost now, then how can I find myself?
Yeah,
Cool.
it's just about being an atheist and stuff, and like being at a low point in your life while not believing, and then basically religion hijacking that to get you to believe in something. Like because basically they're saying, like, you know, because he's like, if I believe you, will that make it stop? It's just finding people at their lowest point and then being like
taking advantage of them.
You can seek salvation here, though.
Another well done, deliberate fucking piece of the album.
Yeah.
It serves the whole. I feel like this is an honest album. It's serving like the whole entire theme of it really well, in my opinion.
Please Be Naked is the next track on the album.
I liked this song. Please Be Naked was good, but it felt more of like a soundtrack than to like a movie. Right. It's like very cinematic and beautiful, like love in the city and.
Mm-hmm. I feel like Please Be Naked is a way of, if you were to if you were at a vulnerable place where you want to open yourself up to somebody else, you're saying please be naked, as in like, please be as vulnerable as me. It's atmospheric.
It's a nice like quote unquote interlude.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I think there needs to be an interlude at this point in the album, so I think something needs to be here anyways. It's
so lyrically dense.
Yeah.
Before this, I feel like this is like a breathing moment. You're like,
a
okay,
break.
What is Matt Healy saying? Let me think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's get on with the rest of the album.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I think
it's placed really well.
Lost My Head also doesn't have lyrics. So you get two songs in a row that don't have lyrics. But this kind of like, if I listen to this song and close my eyes and think about it, I think of like, you know, like the like rainy, not even like rain. It's like it's just rained and the street is like wet.
Yeah.
You got like reflections of neon lights in the street.
Dude, yes.
Yeah.
Me too.
It feels like that. It's such
a nighttime. Yeah. Nighttime rain.
But I see where you're coming from with the movie soundtrack kind of.
Yeah, yeah. This could be in a movie soundtrack.
Yeah.
It'd be so good, dude. So like, you know, like that you said the words are in the back. The song doesn't feature lyrics, but they're there.
Yeah.
I feel like this could go in the same movie as Please Be Naked.
Yeah.
Right? How the person stumbles in the bar and they meet someone and they offer a job or whatever. So this is like the montage of them like fixing their life.
Or even like the movie ends and everything's gonna be okay. And this plays over the end credits, you know? Yeah.
Oh my god, yes.
And they bring back some of the same notes too from Please Be Naked. Mm-hmm. It really is just a continuation of that song. I see why they split them up as tracks. Because they are related, but they're not the same thing. Like, they could have just flowed this through as one thing.
It wouldn't have been the same feel.
Yeah, I don't think... Yeah. And that one was very like low and interior, and Lost My Head is very big and exterior. And it feels like they mixed it so it sounds like this, but it sounds like they're in a stadium performing this, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Arena rock, baby.
Dude, more arena rock talk this week. I'm guessing you don't like the next song.
The next one. The Ballad of Me and My Brain.
Yeah.
I can't remember all of them. Yeah, it's too pop. It's just you lose me in the pop.
Yeah, he's got
The production is great.
The production is great.
Oh
dude.
my god.
The choir of voices
it's fantastic.
As the backing track on the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
I would never think of that.
No, me either. We got to do like shit like this in the studio for ourselves.
I know, dude. This is their sophomore album. Their band had been around for a long time.
Dude, they've been playing for like however long, like 10 years.
Yeah.
Was it something crazy like that?
Before this album came out? Yeah, they'd been around for a long time before they even put out an album.
Just playing.
I think they had done like 10 years or something before their first album came out.
It's a long fucking time.
They've kind of been figuring things out for a long time. But the small choir is great on the backing track. Usually on their albums, there's one song where Maddie just goes like, da, 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 da. He's going a little heavier on the vocals.
Yeah. How does it go?
This is the one. Da, da, da. This and like they usually have like one track where he's like doing that. It's very rapid fire. It's a lot faster. Mm-hmm. But the lyrics have like they're like conversational between him and his brain, and so it's like they're still mixing it up a bit. And you know, like you're getting to another track where they're even though we're however many tracks deep now. And we're still not even like anywhere like near being done with the album. We're
halfway through.
We're halfway through, and they're still coming up with new ideas for like to keep you hooked on like what they're doing on this album. Yeah, and I think that basically the lyrics are just getting at being famous and how you can't like he goes to a corner store in the song and he can't because he's just too famous. Yeah, and it probably sucks. Probably sucks.
Yes, dude. That little deli we're going to. Couple blocks away.
Can't do
the other night when we walked in there and got beers, dude. Imagine walking in there and the guy's like, "Oh my god, man, he's dreaming, guys."
That's the thing.
And we can't fucking buy the beer because people are.
I don't know if those guys are big rock fans.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Next track is Somebody Else.
Okay, so Somebody Else. It's still too poppy.
This one's too poppy for you.
The bass is awesome and it's like a nice groove. Oh yeah, dude. Boom. Boom. That blasting in like a dance hall, if I'm like having some cocktails, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Yeah,
but it's just a little. It doesn't do it for me like sitting on the train, in the headphones.
Sure.
It's for me. This is a situational album.
Yeah,
it is very contingent on what I'm doing if I'm gonna enjoy the sounds. Right?
Okay. I got you. I could see somebody like being like depressed to listen to this song. No, because this is coming from my experience. This is where, this is my second favorite song on the album.
It's a good song.
I like the. I mean, it's basically about being in a relationship with somebody. You break up. You go out looking for a random sexual encounter. Mm-hmm. You sleep with that person, but you're picturing your ex the whole time that you're sleeping with them.
Ooh.
Yeah. So. This is an emotionally honest album.
And I love how he like pairs these really like brutal lyrics with this, happy beat.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah. It's the bridge. I saw them live years ago.
Where?
At the Fillmore in Denver, Colorado.
Wow.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of artists there.
Wow.
Saw Paramore there once.
Nice, holy shit. Yeah. Paramore's great.
I saw a Pink Floyd laser show there.
Yeah, man.
Dude,
what was it like?
It was the only time that I've ever seen seats in that place. Like there were a bunch of folding chairs and you like sat in them and watched the laser show. So this song during the bridge, they have the lyrics, "Get someone you love, get someone you need," and then an exterior voice comes in and goes, "Fuck that, get money. I can't give you my soul," and it repeats that over and over again. And it's basically like trying to like fall in love with somebody and be with them, and then the push and pull of like, but fuck that, get money. I can't give you my soul.
That's relatable for a lot of people.
That part, dude, in the like seeing them live, that part where he's going up to the crowd, he's saying, get someone you love, someone you need, and then the whole crowd just screaming, fuck that, get money. I can't. Dude, it's a great like kind of like heartbreak anthem for the crowd. Loving Someone. This one's pretty poppy. This one I like a little less than the other stuff.
There were some things in there that reminds me of Passion Pit. Some like the little random noises. I'm like, this is fucking great.
Loving Someone.
And then
that's very Passion Pit.
Yeah. I love Passion Pit. I wish I put Passion Pit on the list.
Dude, there's all sorts of shit I keep thinking. Dude, the other day I was like, Dolly Parton would have been good.
Oh my god, she's got like a billion songs.
We can do Dolly Parton next year. You know, this is the point, right? Is that we limit ourselves now so that we can think of all the good shit. And then,
no, this song is great. It's just not for me. The production is amazing.
Yep.
There's so much texture and layering going on here. It feels like a really full. It feels like a snow globe.
Yeah.
With just music. It's swirling in, and it's its own thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That I'm just looking at
and you're like, that can do your own thing over there.
It's on the shelf, yeah. It's
Once
beautiful.
the next track hits, maybe I'll join you again. But
yeah.
Maybe I'll shake this around a bit.
What about you? You said you don't really like it as much.
it's fine. This is another one that I normally skip. They're great at layering, once again. And it's just about, I think the lyrics are just about society's pressures on relationships, on just like how you need to be with someone.
Great message.
Yeah.
Great. Society and the pressure.
The main lick in the main vocals in the chorus are, you should be loving someone, as like that's like in the back of your head all the time. So it's a really good
it's
message.
Honest.
Yeah, it's honest. The next one is
here it is.
The title track. I like it when you sleep, for you are so beautiful yet so unaware of it.
What did you think of the song?
Yeah, it's another like little interlude, that's just kind of getting you from one song to the next, and they're kind of showing off their chops a little bit, but it just doesn't really feel like a speed bump. Like I really feel like because of the length of this album,
it's not a double colon.
They're kind of they're kind of just staying in there and just kind of playing stuff, and you can listen to it, and it really flows with the album.
It's the longest track on the album.
It is?
6 minutes and 26 seconds.
Holy shit.
Nothing else gets close at all. The next...
I thought somebody else was long.
If I Believe You is 6 minutes and 20 seconds.
Okay.
Somebody Else is 5 minutes and 47 seconds.
How long is Paris?
Paris is 4 minutes and 53 seconds.
Paris always feels longer to me.
No, this is the longest one on the whole album by 6 seconds.
This kind of...
but it doesn't drag.
Breezes by for what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I didn't think of this as the longest one. I think...
Is that his part in it?
I think it's more George Daniel, because he seems like the multi-instrumentalist who's like doing a lot of stuff. I could be wrong, but he seems very involved in the songwriting process.
He's doing programming. He's doing drums, keyboards, percussion, synth programming, production, all tracks.
Yeah.
So he's probably like the film score.
And then when they're live, he's playing drums.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great track.
The sound.
It's definitely not for me. I like how happy it sounds, but it's just not.
What about the solo, the guitar solo?
Yeah, it's pretty poppy.
Yeah.
The solo is good, except he
repeats it. I don't think he
much.
Always repeats it live, but I think if you're a casual listener, it's not going to lose you too much. So
yeah.
It's really poppy.
Great tone to the guitar solo. It's tasteful.
Mm-hmm.
I can see myself being at like a big festival. Lights are going off. It's nighttime. I'm just like super loose and having fun with my friends. Jump into it,
and they're just
Again, it's situational, man.
Get the whole audience with that. One. It's
what are your thoughts?
This was one that took me time to come around to because it was so poppy, and I used to really not listen to it. I used to skip it a lot, and now I've got it on playlists and stuff. And I'm like,
nice.
All right, what'd you think of This Must Be My Dream?
Dude, this one's a good one. Dude, that drum intro is like Phil Collins as hell. It's good. The end gets a little poppy, but I mean, I could see myself jump up and down to it at a concert,
Dude, yeah.
It's good. It's like this is festival rock.
Yes.
Oh, that's what it is. This is
festival rock. Yeah, it's not arena rock. It's festival rock. I think that's actually a really good way to put it. Yeah. It's like it's there's like an edge sort of to the sound that
they lose on this song where it's just more soft. It's still like the movie, or sorry, the song is still moving. It's a
I know what
good,
you're
it's
saying.
a good driving song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The hook is really catchy. I could hear that like playing on the radio a lot
Yes.
in like California or something.
Yeah.
Right.
Great 80s sax in the
dude.
song.
Phil Collins as hell.
That Phil Collins drum fill. Yeah. I mean, the sound is right there.
It's great.
Good. I'm glad you like that one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Because it is poppy. That one's poppy too, right?
I like pop music.
Paris. Paris.
Okay, this one is okay. I don't know. I guess I'm super biased, but any song about any city that's not New York, I'm just like, guys, why are you?
Well,
I'm just being an asshole.
Have you seen Casablanca?
No, I haven't actually.
Oh, dude,
I know. It's on my list.
In it, they go, well, we'll always have Paris. Like that's what they. And in this, and so Paris is sort of their escape. So this is another song about drug addiction.
You mentioned that earlier.
Yeah, and so they talk about being addicted to heroin, and how their lives have fallen apart and stuff. Him and this woman that he's in love with, and then so the verses talk about their struggle, and then when they get to the chorus, he goes, "How I'd love to go to Paris again," and Paris is really just a metaphor for
heroin.
No, no. Paris is just a metaphor for when things were going really well for them, whether they were drug addicted or not at the time that things were going well for them. He's like, right now things are a struggle because my drug addiction is really getting a hold of me, and it's like tearing things apart between us. And then he's like, thinking of this other time that they had where he's like, how I'd love to go to Paris again.
Everything was like daisies and sunshine.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's where even what they do building in the vocals where he's like, how I'd love to go to Paris again and again and again.
Yeah.
Mr. Serotonin Man, lend me a gram. You call yourself a friend. I got 2 left feet and I'm starting to cheat on my girlfriend again. That rhymes so well.
And
it's so good. There's a party that she had to miss because her friend kept cutting her wrists. Hyper politicized sexual trysts. Oh, I think my boyfriend's a nihilist.
Wow, what a rhyming pattern.
It's so good.
That's good. That's good lyrics right there.
Yeah, the rhyming scheme works well, and just the lyrics right on top of it. There's 4 songs in this album that I love, and this is one of the 4. This one is like so.
So you like which ones were they? I can't remember.
Change of Heart.
Heart.
Somebody Else. Paris. And then the last one we still have coming up.
So we have Nana.
Yeah.
I didn't listen to the words, but it just sounds like a sweet, gentle song about his grandma.
It's about his grandma and missing her, and there's some lyric in there. I don't remember it specifically, but basically he says, like, the crowd cheers and it feels like you're here again with me.
Oh, man, that's...
Yeah, I'm like, that's pretty sweet. That's really sweet. Yeah, it's a really sweet song. It's still... It's...
A little poppy.
Yeah, there's something... I don't know what it is. There's something to it where I usually skip it. There's something about it.
It's very low energy.
It's very low energy.
Maybe that song is more for him than anyone else.
Sure.
Right? He's just singing just to keep his grandma alive.
Yeah. Which is, I think anybody can get on board with,
Yes.
Yeah, just missing somebody. And
your last favorite one?
My last favorite one.
She Lays Down.
She Lays Down. He like unpacks his guitar for a moment.
I love that as an intro. That's so nice.
Yeah.
I'm super into like the setup sounds for like you can hear like Bob Dylan's chair will creak sometimes.
Yeah. I think this song ends with him putting the guitar away too.
This is my favorite one on the whole entire album.
This is a great song.
I think it really showcases his songwriting because it's just him and the guitar.
It's just him and the guitar.
It's like, hey, here's what I can do. Let me prove it to you that I'm a good songwriter. No frills.
No frills.
And it works so well. And the intro of him taking the daggum guitar out of the case. That's fantastic.
Yeah. It's a great song. It's I don't know how much you listen to the lyrics.
I was literally about to say one of the words.
I don't know really about his upbringing.
Uh-huh.
But it's about a mom suffering from suicidal depression. And she's unable to take care of her child because of it. So he's not necessarily like being abused or something like on purpose, but there's like a sense of
something's happening.
She's so depressed and in her head and can't get out of it that she like has kind of stopped paying attention to the needs of her child.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad.
Damn.
But it's
wow.
It's
real.
It's really
It's
real.
honest.
It's one of my top 4 on the album for sure. It's a great ending song for an album.
Oh yeah, it is. Especially a very like well produced like supersonic electric album.
And then
it's a great way to end it.
Kind of just peter out to the end of the album.
It's like there's a little coal left in there and it's still burning bright.
Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty good. I do wonder about it being next to Nana because they're both the album sort of lets itself peter out a little bit because of that. Because you have Paris, which isn't really heavy hitting or anything, and then you get down into Nana, and then you get down even further into She Lays Down. So it sort of like takes its time landing.
And Nana and She Lays Down are both 3 minutes and 58 seconds.
Oh. I wonder if that's like just giving equal time to these two people who were important to him, or if it just happened to be that way.
I like the first one. Let's go with that. Yeah. What do you think, Matt?
That's
it. All.
That's all. Yeah.
I like that.
So.
Oh my god, dude.
What?
Wow. Okay, so the name of the English pop band, the 1975, comes from a note in the copy of Jack Kerouac's On the Road. Oh my god. That's incredible. I love that book.
Dude, you've read On the Road?
Oh yeah.
What a great book. It was named one of the best albums of here we go. NME placed it 6th on their list of best albums of the decade. Stereogum, Pitchfork, and Billboard placed it 61st, 161st, and 82nd in their albums of the decade. In Australia, Canada, New Zealand, Scotland, the UK, and the US, its peak position was at number 1 in all those countries.
Nice,
which is wild.
Dude, that's a lot of listeners.
Yeah, this album opened huge. So this debuted February 26th, 2016. It says week of March 19th, 2016. We've got I Like When You Sleep, For You So Beautifully, It's So Unaware of It at number 1. Number 2.
Good job, guys.
Adele. They knocked Adele off of number 1 for her 25 album. Rihanna's Anti or Anti, I don't know. At number 3, This Unruly Mess I've Made by Macklemore and Ryan Lewis. I remember when that album came out.
Me too, man.
Purpose by Justin Bieber. Piece by Piece by Kelly Clarkson. Chris Stapleton's Traveler. Blurry Face by 21 Pilots is still on there. Hey, number 9, dude. Anthrax is at number 9.
Hell yeah, dude!
Good for them. This is their first week on the charts, and they're at number 9. And then Hymns by Joey and Rory. I actually saw Rory live once. It was not a bad show. And then other people are, dude. Bonnie Raitt. Bonnie Raitt was on when we did Pink Floyd. Bonnie Raitt was on the.
She was.
Dude, good for her. What a long
still going.
Yeah, she's still going. She seems so cool too.
Bonnie Raitt, if you're out there, come on our podcast.
Ugh, he's on there, dude. I saw Life Is Beautiful. He was so bad. And then J. Cole went on after him, and
hell yes, dude! Wow.
I was like, dude, it was night and day. I was like, oh god, dude.
J. Cole's fucking fantastic.
Killed. He was so good.
J. Cole, if you're out there, would you buy this on vinyl?
I have bought this on vinyl. Yeah. Would you own this on vinyl?
No.
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's a situational festival rock.
Yeah.
How do we end this?
I don't know, dude. These were good too. Oh, were these albums in conversation with each other? I think they were.
Yes, dude. Oh my god, there's so much going on in each one. These are 2 onions sitting right next to each other.
They're 2 years apart.
Both sophomore albums.
Both are sophomore albums. Both of them are just well made. I mean, like the layering on each of them is just phenomenal.
They're deliberate.
They're playing a ton of instruments on both of them.
The lyrics are fucking great.
Lyrics are great.
Both sides. Oh my god.
Yeah. I think that they're just opposites when it comes to like how big the releases were. You know?
Maybe we'll see a Saint 75 mashup.
Saint 75. Dude, I would go to a Saintseneca 1975 show. Honestly, I want to see Saintseneca live. I want to see how that set works too, you know?
It'd be so stripped
all
down.
The different instruments and stuff. It'd be stripped down, but I wonder if they could pulling a few things in.
Dude, I think they would.
I saw Hippocampus, and they have one member of the band who just like he switches from trumpet to percussion,
like auxiliary.
He's kind of just doing everything, and he kicks ass at it. So you never know. I mean, maybe they got somebody doing.
No singles.
This has been no singles.
No
this
singles.
is episode 2. Yeah. Until next, what do we have for next week? Next week we have Mystery Flavor by Stevie Dinner and Blonde on Blonde by Bob Dylan.
All right. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thanks for listening. Until next time.
Fuck off.